All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So I wanted to talk about the potential of Cedric McMillan, aka your 2017 Arnold Classic champion, going into the 2017 Mr. Olympia. Now, obviously, Cedric is a massive fan favorite for this year's Olympia. A lot of people would like to see him win. A lot of people would like to see him place within the top six. Definitely, I would hope that he would place within the top 10. Now, in typical Cedric McMillan fashion, he has not posted any sort of update, any sort of progress pics, really any interviews or anything. His last post on Instagram was August 1st, so almost 2 months ago now. And that was really just an update about some youth organization that he's involved with and really nothing about his physique whatsoever. So prior to that post, his most recent update was July 22nd. So obviously Cedric McMillan doesn't post very often on social media. He tries to kind of hang back and kind of be, develop a level of, kind of mysteriousness about himself. So everyone's kind of wondering how he's going to look. But I think that kind of works against him because no one is really talking about Cedric as being a factor in the 2017 Mr. Olympia. I've watched a lot of prediction videos. I have not heard anyone really talk about Cedric much in their top six. I watch a lot of interviews, a lot of Road to the Olympia stuff. No one is really talking about Cedric, despite the fact that he just won the second biggest show in bodybuilding, the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio. So I wanted to make a video about Cedric because I think he is definitely a wild card going into the 2017 Olympia. A lot of people aren't really thinking about him. He's not really at the forefront of a lot of people's predictions or at the forefront of a lot of people's minds. But obviously, as we saw at the 2017 Arnold Classic, Cedric McMillan has all the tools to be a champion, to be a top six guy, even be a threat to the top three, in my opinion. So in all actuality, none of us have any idea how Cedric is going to look at this Olympia. We haven't seen any updates, any progress pictures. We haven't seen really anything from Cedric that's going to give us any indication of how he would do at this year's Olympia. But based on how he looked at the 2017 Arnold Classic, I see him as a definite top 10. In my opinion, if Cedric is not in the top 10, that would be just ridiculous. I think he has a secured spot in that top 10. And then I think sixth place would be a great placing for him. Obviously, last year at the 2016 Mr. Olympia, Cedric placed 7th, so a 6th place finish would be a move up for him. I really do think that Arnold Classic win is going to carry a lot of momentum and a lot of energy into this year's Olympia for Cedric. And I think that's definitely going to give him an edge that he didn't have before. The Arnold Classic is one of the most prestigious titles in bodybuilding, and having won that title, I think that's just going to reflect very positively on him and give him a little bit of confidence and momentum going into the show. Now, personally, I would love to see Cedric win in the 2017 Olympia, but realistically, I think we all know that's probably not a possibility. I think his best bet would be to place somewhere within the top six. His best placing, in my opinion, would probably be in the 4th to 3rd place spot, and he would have to do really well to place that highly. I think the guys that he could probably beat out if he was really at his all-time best, crisp conditioning, and he still had that roundness and fullness that he has. I think he could definitely beat out guys like Sean Roden. He could definitely beat out guys like Dexter Jackson if those guys come in off. But Phil Heath versus Cedric McMillan, I think Phil Heath would have to be very, very off, and Cedric McMillan would have to be 115%, and Phil Heath would have to be like 75%, because Phil is just so complete. I think when he stands next to Cedric, he's going to bring out a lot of Cedric's weaknesses, and that's going to reflect very badly for Cedric. So I think when it comes down to Phil versus Cedric, I think Cedric is always going to take that number 2 spot, unfortunately. So my prediction for Cedric, again, would probably be 6th place. Probably that'd be a really solid prediction for him. And then best case scenario for Cedric, I would say somewhere around 4th or 5th place. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Cedric McMillan kind of being a wild card going into this year's Olympia. Where do you think he will place? How do you think he will do? Nick Strength and Power, signing out.